Hey guys, how's it going? This is Lou from Adrift in Tokyo. It's been a while. I don't think I got in front of the camera, and I think the last time I was in front of the camera was last Sunday or Saturday or something. But it's been harder than I thought to try to get daily videos up because I've got to film it, I've got to upload it to my Mac, and then I got to do the editing and whatnot. So I think what I'm going to try to do is, when I've got some time, I'm going to film a bunch of stuff and release it separately. I've gotten some feedbacks from people that they don't like seeing in one post like 4 or 5 videos, so I'll release them in separate posts. But yeah, so how are things going? A couple of updates and everything. I got a lot to talk about. This is going to be a long set of videos because we're pretty much at the start of the school year. But I got to tell you, it feels like I've been going and working for over a month, and it's literally only been 1 week, this foundation week where we start our life at Hitotsubashi, and there's a lot of things that I gotta cover. I mean, in terms of the details of the program, the people in the program, the way it's being run, my apartment hunting. I mean, there's so much stuff. So I'm going to be all over the place. I don't know how I'm going to organize it, but it would just take me too much time to try to throw a script together. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So where do I begin? Let me recap a little bit. So we did this thing called Foundation Week, which is not really a thing, but it's the way the university introduces the student body into the school year. And it's a way of getting familiar with your classmates, getting familiar with the academic programs, introduce you to faculty, introduce you to the campus, blah blah blah. So we're doing this foundation week, and a few things hit me. One was, I wasn't aware of how Hitotsubashi ran their MBA program. What do I mean by that? I knew it was a international corporate strategy, the style of an MBA, but I didn't know that it had a lot of strong ties to the Harvard Business School and the case study method. And if you don't know what the case study method is, do a Google search, but I'll try to explain it really fast. Basically, what the case study method is it puts you in the shoes of the managers in a particular business situation, and you, the student, are supposed to then assume that role and make decisions either in a marketing capacity or a finance capacity or an operations capacity, and you're supposed to play out what you would do, defend your conclusions, figure out what you want to do based on the information given to you, and then have a discussion with your classmates. So for example, I've got a case that I got to review for tomorrow's class, which is called Benihana in Tokyo. So you see here's the Harvard Business School logo up here. You download the case and you talk about this case is basically the founder of Benihana, what he did, how he ran his business, how he made it popular. And we have to go in and we have to analyze, well, do we think the way he ran his food choice selection, or the way he managed the front of the house, the way he managed his kitchen, the layout, was it really efficient or optimized? Did he have the right strategy? And then we go into class and we're graded on our participation, how good our questions and comments are. And it doesn't sound that bad, but the problem is how much we have to cover. This is one case for one class, one day of the week. And our schedule, if I look for it over here, this is our first term schedule. I'm going to try to get it up here. You can see what this is. So going from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday, Friday, everything that's bold or colored, you've got mandatory classes. And so, it doesn't look that bad. You saw a couple of gaps in here. There's a couple of hours where you have some free time. But every single class, you've got a case to review. You got to find people to review it with, prepare questions, think about what the professor is going to ask, be ready to contribute. And on top of that, you've got your underlying individual assignments and team assignments. So it's just a lot of stuff to deal with. And professors have purposely said, you know what, we're going to overload you guys, and it's going to be pretty tough. And so I guess some people react better than others. Some people aren't used to this. Luckily, I came from an engineering background. A lot of the professors if you're an engineer, they pretty much tell you the same stuff. They're like, listen, it's a tough world out there. You got to figure out how to handle stuff in a pretty intense environment. So I've been through stuff similar like this. So I'm not too worried. You know, I've learned how to plan and whatnot. But they're really making an effort. They're really making it a point to work with your team to get things done. So that's how the classes are run. The other thing that hit me for the school itself, if you're interested in doing an MBA in Japan, is basically the quality of the staff here. Again, they didn't advertise this as much, but I'm kind of lucky that I fell into it. If I count one by one each of the faculty, or if I describe them one by one, our MBA director is a Harvard Business School grad, quite successful in a consulting firm. Our dean worked for over 20-25 years for the Boston Consulting Group, also graduated from, I think, Carnegie Mellon or MIT Sloan. Someone else was an investment banker, venture capitalist who worked at the Bank of Tokyo, graduated from Harvard Business School. So another one from MIT Sloan. So what you're seeing is consistent pattern of high quality professors and people in this school. Harvard Business School, MIT, Chicago Booth. You get all these people coming from some of the best schools in the world, and they're teaching here at a low, affordable cost environment in the middle of Tokyo. And so these people have amazing connections. They know people in various Japanese organizations, but I'll get to that eventually. But you're really blown away by the quality and the caliber of the faculty. So that's one thing I'm really glad about Hitotsubashi. And so that's how the classes have been going. But what else? Speaking of classes, on a lighter note, everything in Japan just seems to be a few degrees hotter, and I'm definitely talking about temperature. If you spend some time in Japan, I don't know if other folks out there visiting, but everything just seems to be a couple of degrees hotter, warmer than what I'm used to. A good example, I'm in the classroom, we're doing this lecture in the main classroom 2 or something, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, geez, it's getting warm in here. When is the air conditioning going to kick in? And it just never kicks in. It just gets warmer and warmer. And most people are okay. I don't know if it's a Southeast Asia or Asia thing in general, but it's freaking hot in some of these classrooms. So I guess I'm just going to have to cope with it. But it's not like in the US where you're freezing your ass off with the AC pumping. 24/7, and Singapore was even worse when I lived in Singapore. So everything just seems to be warmer. Classrooms, walking around buildings. I understand energy efficiency, mottainai, or don't waste. I think that can be used in that sense, but it's just warmer. And what that got me thinking of is the train cars. Jeez, man, you do not know pain. You have no concept of pain unless you've ridden on a Japanese train in Tokyo in the middle of rush hour, because it is like nothing I've ever experienced. So to give you some reference, right now I'm in Yokohama. You may have heard of it, but Tokyo is sort of on the coast, somewhat eastern part of Japan. South of Tokyo, you've got Yokohama. I'm slightly west of the city of Yokohama, but there's a main line that feeds into Tokyo. Tokyo is kind of this massive blob of prefectures and wards and everything, and you've got different pockets coming from different areas. So you've got like Saitama is in the north, you've got various places out west past Shinjuku, and then in the south here you've got Yokohama and everything. And so you've got a lot of people. Why do people live out here? You've got a lot of people finding the homes for cheaper than in Tokyo. Tokyo is really expensive. So you've got people living out there, and they all get on the same line, that feeds into Tokyo, and that line is called the Tokyu Denentoshi line. And so this line there's an express that goes from the station where I live all the way to my school, and that sounds great, right? But here's the problem. 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., doesn't matter. You get on the train and you're lining up for the express train. The train comes through and you're looking at it, and there's tons of people in this train. It is completely packed, and you're like, well, how am I going to get on here? A couple of people get off, everyone squeezes on, you're on there. And it's not like not like you're kind of squeezed in and you got some room to maneuver, you can maybe read a book or something. No, you are cram-packed in there, shoulder to shoulder, face to face, and you can see these people. And so it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it doesn't get any better from that point on. What happens is, you crammed into the train, and you go to the next stop, and you're like, there's no way they're going to fit more people on this train. But they do. More people get in. The way you enter a Japanese train is not your front side, it's your back side. You turn around and you back your way into the train, and people just keep on pushing and pushing. Very polite people keep on pushing and pushing, but they fit more people on. And then we go to the next stop, and you're like, there's no way they're going to fit any more people on this train. But there's more people. Maybe 1 or 2 get off, 10 more get on, and you get crushed, and more people come on, more people come on. And so by the time you get to, there's this station called Futako Tamagawa, which is a really nice station. A lot of people live out there. By the time you get there, you are jammed into this car, and I don't know how folks do it. I guess you get used to it after a while, but it is a brutal ride, and man, it's just, yeah, I can't believe it. So I'm looking forward to getting into an apartment in Nakano, which I'll be talking about shortly. But yeah, it's just crazy how packed these trains are, and it's every single train. It's not like the one train I got was the packed one. The one before it is packed. The one after it is packed. Every single train is going to be bad. And so I'm trying to figure out, sorry, my phone is ringing. I'm trying to figure out, when does this end? When do people get off, stop getting on the train? But I don't think it really ever ends. But anyway, so that's riding the train. You don't know pain until you ride trains in Tokyo during rush hour. So yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about the apartment hunting, some more tidbits that I learned in Yokohama as I was walking around, interacting with the family that I'm staying at here. But I'm noticing I'm getting kind of up on my time here for the YouTube limit. So stick around. I'm going to be talking about apartment hunting, Japanese Costco's, and different konbini and all this other stuff related to Foundation Week at Hitotsubashi. So anyway, see you guys soon, and don't go anywhere.